Hello again, Jessica. Thank you so much for sending me your clips. I really appreciated the narration from your videographer. She is a riot. Thanks for applying my tips. I can definitely see that my suggestions from last time you're working on, so I do appreciate that. And there's a lot of good stuff to show here. You're definitely, I started out, I put the good clips at the top here. You're closer to his nose. You've got a shorter lead. It's gonna still take more practice until you can get your hand all the way up at the clip, but just keep reminding yourself on that, and it'll get to be a habit eventually. So you guys have some good stuff going. What we can work on is developing the halt better by you addressing his center of mass by bringing the whip across his chest. So we want the hand on the nose to apply so little pressure that the cavesson doesn't move around, and so that we just use the hand on the nose as a shaping tool for the way that his body looks and where his neck and his nose are. But to control his balance, we want to address his center of mass directly. So what we want to do when we're slowing down or coming down to a halt is use inner picture in inner feeling. You can barely tighten your hand, just barely touch it, and then back that up immediately by bringing the whip across his chest. Now, you probably don't want to just get this out of the blue on the walk, so introduce it at the standstill where you have him back up by the whip coming across the chest. And then when you're walking, so instead of right there where you pulled backwards on his nose, you think, you use it in picture, inner feeling, prepare in your own body to slow down, barely tighten up the muscles in your hand. Right here, you're in a really good position walking him around. Some of this is cut off, but this looks very good here. Sorry, I interrupted. After you tighten your hand, cue him on the chest with the whip. Now, you may have to use a slightly bigger aid in the beginning, smaller. I'm not sure how sensitive he is to that. But over time, you're going to want to build this up so that you can just take the butt end of the whip or your finger and either point or just push into his chest a bit, and he understands that as bringing his mass back. And there he's starting to think of backing up, so that's good. So I can see that tells me that you have been doing some backing up, or you're giving him the idea. Now, when you change directions, they have a whole specific way that they change directions in the program. We'll work on that at some point in the future, probably. For now, just when you change directions, try not to push him at all, but get a plan for where you're going and try to cue his body with your energy and with the whip for him to change himself around, so that you cue him to move himself as opposed to you having to push him or pull him. This is getting to be nice. When you go to the right, he has a tendency, his natural asymmetry, he seems to be to look left. So part of why this change of direction here was so hard was he's really looking and thinking left. So what might be good for you to do is when you're walking around in a circle to start adding in some stop and stand still exercises. So you can start to communicate to him that the stelling that we do at the halt is also supposed to be available at the walk. And an easy way to do that is to stop, do standstill exercises for 30 seconds or so. Just ask for his head to lower, ask for stelling, tracking right here since he has a tendency to keep looking left. You could ask for it to the right a few times and then start to blend that into the walk so that he understands that that request, we're going to be making that when we walk also. Starting out nice and close. He's listening to you really good. This is get some really nice moments here. He's in a really good state of mind. You're nice and close to his nose. You could possibly influence his hind leg a little more, but that's just kind of a coordination and a practice thing. It's tricky to influence the horse at both ends. And that's just something that takes time and practice. But this is all quite nice there. This is quite nice. This is quite nice. And there you try to stop him just by putting pressure on the nose. So that's the kind of situation where we're going to start to address his chest when you want to go from the walk to the halt, so that you address directly his center of mass. And it's nice that he yielded to you there. That was quite nice. That was a good backup and setup at the halt. And I like his state of mind too. That was a good start, where you got him organized and he moved off your energy bubble, which led to a really nice, good walk here. He's really listening to you. You've got really good control of his shoulder there. You're at a nice position at his nose. This is where, to start to make it really nice, you could start to add in a little bit of halting and stelling a little bit. If you could just get him stelling a bit in those few steps before you halted, you'd be just about spot on perfect. So this is all looking really nice. Keep practicing getting yourself up closer to the clip. Add in on the circles sometimes when you halt and do standstill exercises, just so you can start to teach him that the stelling is something that we don't just do at the halt, but we also want that to start to be available at the walk. And use the whip across his chest to see if you can start installing a halt that comes from you communicating directly with his center of mass. Thanks for the clip, and let me know if you have any questions. Have a good day.